That lager I did is now finished. I'm over at Chad's house and I'm about to ready to try it. So stick around. Hey everyone, welcome back. Chad and I are here again.
Hi everybody.
On set at Chad's house.
Yes, we are.
Yeah, behind us is his fish tank. It's one of his other hobbies besides drinking beer.
Yeah, one of my many hobbies. Yeah.
And he couldn't make it to my house recently, so I thought I'd come down here, and I brought a couple growlers with of the lager that I made. That was that pressurized quick lager. I posted a lot of pictures on social media about it. I used my Spike Flex Plus fermenter to pressurize the fermenter to ferment the lager at room temperature, so I didn't need a lagering fridge or a cold fermentation chamber.
Cooler, yeah.
Yeah, so that was great. That only took a few days to do, maybe 3 to 5 days to ferment all the way through. I was amazed how fast that went. And then the other thing I did to speed it up was the gelatin finding I put in the beer. So it's a very clear beer, clearer than my other beers I've made, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's not perfectly clear. It's still a home brew.
It's frosty glass.
It's frosty glass, so it's kind of hard to see, but it's pretty transparent. I can see through it, and it's actually really tasty, which is the primary mark of a good beer.
Yeah.
Flavor first, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, well, let's give it a taste again, huh, Shell?
Yeah. Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
It was 11 days from start to finish.
It was about, yeah, it was like 10, 11 days.
Man.
I could have done it even sooner than that, but truth is, I just like to let my beers sit for a little bit, make sure everything's done, you know. So I could have done it sooner than 10, 11 days, but yeah, it was like, I think it was done fermenting in like 3 or 4 days. I let it sit for almost a whole week because that's generally what I do. I'll let the beers go through that diacetyl rest stage, right, where they reabsorb all those off flavors from the fermentation process and makes it more of a clean beer. So I do that with all my ales. I just went and did it with the lager too. But so that was about a week, and then instead of waiting 6 weeks or 8 weeks or 2 months or whatever to lager the beer in a cold fridge, I finally decided to get around to trying the gelatin fining process, where you
It's carbonated.
Yeah, carbonated, where you add some unflavored gelatin, like from Jello, but without the flavoring. He added to the not the fermenter. I guess you could add it to the fermenter, but I actually racked it to a keg first, which was going to be my serving keg, and I chilled it down, and I added the gelatin fining to it after mixing it with some cold water and stuff, and then throwing it in there. And about 2 days later, it dropped clear, and I started drinking it. So yeah, it was actually less than 11 days, but I didn't really start drinking it until like the 11th day. I wanted to clear a little bit more. It cleared a little bit more each passing day since then. It's even clearer now than it was. Well, it's been more than a couple of weeks. It's probably like the third weekend now. Yeah, so it's been a while sitting in the keg, clearing up even more and more as we go. The advantage of doing this quick lager method was that I wanted to get a lager during the summertime while it's still summer. I didn't want to wait 3 months and into the fall before I could drink this beer. I wanted to try it. I had the tools. I had that Spike Plus fermenter that was sent to me, right? I did that video back in, I think, March on it, right? And I thought I'd put it to good use in this case. So I tried 2 new things: pressurized fermentation. Well, I've done pressurized fermentation before with the ales, with the fermentasaurus, right? But this time I thought I'd try it on the lager, and then the fining with the gelatin. My first time doing it too, and it's actually worked really well. I think I'm going to do this with my lagers going forward. Ales, I don't know, maybe I'll see, but definitely worth giving it a shot. So, what do you think of the beer?
I think it's very crisp, clean, and good.
It's very tasty, real crisp. I was really getting burned out on home brewing, guys. I mean, you may not have seen this in my happy smiles on camera and doing these videos, but truth is, I was getting a little bit like tired of the really bitter, hoppy beers that I'd been brewing for a while, which is what got me into home brewing almost 20 years ago in the first place.
Yeah.
20 years ago, there weren't a whole lot of beer options. So if you wanted a certain type of beer, you had to make it yourself. Now you can just go to any liquor store and find a whole selection of beer out there, right? So that part of home brewing became less and less useful, right?
Yeah, most of the ones you buy in the store, most of them are pretty good anyway, or close to whatever.
Pretty good, but nowadays they all seem to be copycats of one another.
Well, there's that too. Yeah.
Yeah, they try to outdo each other, try to make them extra better, extra this, extra that, double this, triple that, right? And I found myself over the past couple of years wanting to go back to not basics, but kind of just more of a balanced beer.
Beer, yeah.
So brown ale was one that we did a couple times the past year. We did another lager, some amber ales, right? We did the Oberon clone.
Yeah, Oberon's good. Yeah.
Yeah, right. So I thought I'd give a light colored lager a chance.
Yeah.
I did that Vienna lager a couple of years ago. It was darker colored, right?
Okay.
That's the one I made the video where I just paced back and forth behind the bar for like 6 weeks, right?
Waiting.
Now it's time to lager for a while. A long while. I didn't want to go through that again, and I wanted to make a lager, but I never made a light colored lager like this before, and I thought it'd be a nice challenge, because that's part of the hobby. You'll want to keep pushing yourself, right?
And also make repeatable beer. You know.
And make repeatable beer. Well, so my first time doing this, I'll tell you, I think I hit a good mark though,
Yeah.
right out of the gate. I mean, it's crisp. It's not a real. I mean, there's really no real aftertaste. It washes down clean.
Very clean, very crisp, clean, and it does not.
The hops
overpowering by any means?
Not at all, and the hops don't overpower it at all, right? I mean, that was my goal. I wanted a balanced beer that was refreshing for the hot weather that we're in. So I went online, and this is my recipe sheet here, but I went online and was looking for examples. And I've always wanted to do a Pilsner. I've wanted to do some German lager types like Munich Helles, right? So I went up and looked up a couple Munich Helles recipes, and I came up with my own version of one. Some people would argue this might be a Pilsner. I mean, they're very similar. But I went ahead and did this. I'll put the recipe of this.
I'm going to run out of beer any minute.
Oh, well, all right. When you finish your beer, you go, and I'll wait for you.
Okay.
But I put together this grain bill, which I'll show on screen, and the hops profiles and stuff, which I think match the Munich Helles style. Then I went ahead and did again the pressure fermentation and the gelatin fining. Got that all done. I modified the water 0. In fact, because we have Lake Michigan water, which is Chicago water, and it's pretty soft water, right? And for pilsners and light beers, that's great for that. So I didn't need that, or didn't want to add any more minerals, so I didn't. What else we got on here? Some tricks, the trade. I put the instructions on the menu sheet. But anyway, I'll post this down in the video description as a PDF, and again as the original Excel file for you guys to try yourselves. But I think I had a pretty good spot-on lager.
Good turnout.
I mean, it tastes a lot like a nice German lager.
Yeah, it was a good summer beer. I'm glad that you made it go fast.
Yeah, it was the Tettnanger hops I think I'm tasting. That makes me think of it as like a nice German lager. It's clean and refreshing. Probably the only thing that had me worried, which turns out to not be an issue now, was the mash pH. When I was using the Easy Water brewing spreadsheet on my Excel file, it was telling me my pH was a little high because I was using a very light grain bill, and that seemed to make the pH creep up a little bit in theory. So I wrote a little note down to add some acidylated malt or lactic acid next time to lower that pH. But truth is, I don't taste anything wrong with this beer.
Nope.
So I think I either dodged a bullet, or that spreadsheet wasn't accurate, or really I just can't taste any problems at all. So
I don't.
all right. So
my glass is going empty. I don't have any problems.
All right. Enough talk. All right. So that's my update, folks. I'm sorry I didn't want anything more formal to show you here. If you want to see more about how I did that pressure fermentation or how I did the gelatin fining, let me know down in the comments section, right? And I can probably go back and look at the footage I took and see if I can put together a separate video or two on those topics, okay?
Yeah.
All right, and other than that, Prost, Skull, cheers, Nostrovia.
Nostrovia.
Cheers. Talk to y'all next time. Thanks for watching. Be sure to check out other videos on my YouTube channel and don't forget to subscribe.